So Solana. Side note: this is really great for podcasts. Like we just upload this whole
This part?
talking, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, we'll cut that out. Um, Solana dropped. So I invested $100 in Solana a couple months ago. It's down to like $30, bro. So I mean, and they had a
So
second.
70%
Yeah, yeah,
drop.
yeah. So I mean, from the entry, I don't even know. I'd have to check, but at this point, I'm not even looking at it because I think I told you I bought $100 worth of like the top 10 cryptos at the time of that week for CoinCap, market cap, and so they're not doing well except this crypto called Luna. And see, that's the thing. I don't even know about what these projects entail. I don't even know anything about it. I've never even heard of Luna. I just saw it on CoinMarket. I'm like, it's doing the best. Like, um, and that almost had 100% return. So it's just really
While Solana was going down, Luna was
right.
going up.
And so Solana dropped, like, I guess a couple of days ago there was another blackout with Solana. And this isn't the
Wow.
first time. This is the second time it's happened. So I mean, it's not really decentralized. I mean, that's the big
The whole
issue.
point or idea, right? Right?
Another,
Man.
another, uh, Walmart is teaming up with Coinbase and another credit card, an official credit card company. I forget which one, but they're coming out with it, trying to develop their own cryptocurrency. But it's interesting because it's defeating the whole purpose of why, if you look at the Bitcoin white paper, it's to create a decentralized financial system.
Yeah, that's the whole point. But yet, if Walmart makes their own coin, it's their centralized coin.
Correct.
They're
Yeah,
in charge.
exactly. They're missing the entire point. But so let's say you and I are Walmart, man. I'm gonna adapt to the times. I'm gonna adapt with the times. I'm a multi-billion-dollar corporation. I have enough money and resources. If it fails, it fails. But if it succeeds, then that means it was a right investment in the
And
beginning.
I'm
So
rich forever.
right, yeah, exactly. It's a risk to take, and businesses are always gonna are willing to take the risk if they deem it necessary. So
But yeah, like
I
you said,
mean,
it defeats decentralized the whole idea of that. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Ooh, yeah.
Man.
I don't know that. I don't know about that, man. Cause I question. I mean, like it's even these new coins coming out, right? When you think about it, there's a group of people that come up with the technology or the coin that the um, what do you call it, equation or whatever to create this coin on
Blockchain.
the blockchain, right? And pretty much whatever they say, well, once they bring it out to market, so they develop the software, they develop the blockchain or the coin, then they bring it to market in hopes of growing the market cap. Is that right?
Right.
And it's almost like a group launching a business. They create a innovative product or service, and then they go public for the first time and do IPO, register on the stock exchange, and then they allow the speculator, or they go public. They allow the speculators to come in. So I feel like that's kind of what I've been seeing with the crypto coin space with the new guys or up and coming or whatnot. It's I don't know. I might be wrong, but like that's my observation. That's kind of what comes to mind when it's like that. So like what I'm saying is it's almost like a business, and with tons of marketing that coin can just pump up but immediately come down. Where like it doesn't have like a central base value as precious metals or actual
Yeah.
businesses, or you know what I
It's
mean?
all digital. It's
It's all
digital.
digital. Yeah,
It's
and it's
almost
so
just
hard.
like intellectual property almost. It's like there's value in it, but then at the same time, like where with at least with intellectual property, you could turn it into physical property. Like, oh, I had this idea mentally, and I created this disc or this microchip, and so that's the value there. But
Yeah.
you made me think like so. let's say Walmart has this crypto team, right? And most networks are built off of either Ethereum network, which I think like most of our current cryptos are based off. And then we got DAG coming through. They're based off their own blockchain. Bitcoin is a Bitcoin blockchain. So let's say in theory, Walmart creates this new Walmart network or Walmart blockchain. I guess that's where the value is. Where like, wow, Walmart's blockchain is so stable and there's so much room for growth there and into the metaverse and leaking into the metaverse that we're going to use Walmart's blockchain technology over Ethereum's technology. And I think that could be where the value is, using that blockchain. But I mean, it comes back to that basic concept of supply and demand, right? Like,
Yeah, I mean,
so,
would you rather shop at Walmart or Target? Is Target gonna if they come out with a coin? You know what I mean? They bring out
yeah,
so, and so say that we go off of that. Walmart establishes their coin, their currency, their blockchain, and then the day comes where some other franchise comes over and takes out Walmart. Not only their business gets hit, but all of their crypto is essentially done.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think, I mean, this could be fear mongering as well, but like going into the crypto space, like it's supposed to be very secure and very traceable. But if there is some type of underlying bug that no one has discovered yet, and it infects the world as far as like internet and just everything, like, the next pandemic would be virtual and it would just lock everything out. You know what I mean?
Blackout.
Whereas cash gold, it's still physical. Like all major players in the investing field, we're talking like big players, Warren Buffett. I'm sure Jeff Bezos has a palace of gold somewhere that we don't know about. But what the basic fact is, they sit in gold. At least a portion of their funds are sitting in gold just for that type of scenario. So it's always good to have, I think, that physical type of property, no
Mm-hmm.
matter how futuristic we as a species become.
Yeah, and like precious metals have the track record that no other currency has. Thousands of years.
Yeah, this is true.
It's
This is very
valuable.
true. I mean, we this is the birth age of, like, Bitcoin's been born and now it's baby. It still needs to suckle on its mama's
Yeah,
womb.
yeah. And he's like,
So
wah, wah.
yeah, we thought he said a word, but then now
Yeah.
it's back to growth
Right now,
after.
Bitcoin is pooping right now. It got the runs, the watery
We gotta
runs.
change the diaper, man. How do we change the diaper? I guess update the blockchain. But I mean, and then there, like, people say that, again, this is all like I read. I haven't done my own research on this, but blockchain is a like antiquated technology right now. I mean, excuse me, Bitcoin's blockchain is a little antiquated. That's why Ethereum rose to power so fast, is because it was this new, really fast, awesome network over Bitcoin.
That is true, right? That's what they're all
Yeah.
saying. It's and then the other thing I read was crypto's overall market cap went down 300 billion or something. I'm trying to look it up.
Oh, crypto overall, cryptocurrency's
All
value.
crypto, yeah, the like how much money is in crypto, it went down quite a bit in such a short period of time.
Here's a mind blowing fact. So Odell Beckham Jr., he's a wide receiver for the Los Angeles
Yeah.
Rams, right?
Okay.
He got paid, I think, $750,000. He wanted his entire salary paid in Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, through the drops, the government is gonna tax $750,000. You know how much he'll have in the end?
But
$35,000. $35,000, dude. Off of $750,000. Like, it's that's rough for the dude, man. I
what was
mean,
it more of the story? No take financial advice from professional athletes. No, no.
true. Or
He,
like,
he
just hype in general. Do your due diligence.
There you
And
go.
like I believe in crypto, and in 5 years I could be wrong, and I'll be happily to admit that. Like it's a new investing thing. I think it needs a little bit more track record for more investors to come on board.
Or mass adoption, either through government or the people.
True. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And how do
And
you see that happening? Like we actually use Bitcoin, or like will the US I've been reading like the US government is trying to come up with their own stable coin. Like
it has to be um, it has to be backed by government, I believe. First, the people can want it. Like just right now, I think a lot of people want crypto, but government ain't budging, right? So
yeah.
they can want it all they want. If everybody in the country wanted crypto, then but it's being held back, then it's limited. There's a ceiling we're gonna hit. But if government lays out the foundation, like, okay, guys, this is what we're rolling with. Here you guys can go wild. Then the amount of everyone, the public, the mass public can go ahead and either develop a new thing or just use Ethereum and whatnot and have that mass adoption. I believe from what I'm seeing, and like,
Do you think like it should come down to the American vote, or do you think like the government should make the decision and that's final? We're
no,
kind of getting a little
it can't
into
be.
politics, but like
It can't be a vote, man. It's gonna get rigged, man.
yeah.
But I believe yeah, the people in charge who deal with the GDP and you know what I mean, like the important stuff and the smart ones who know about our economy and whatnot. They need to go ahead and put together that situation or the laid out foundation for a monetary system. It's a big thing, dude. It can't just get solved by mass votes.
True. And so some people they they'll vote against what they don't understand too.
Yeah,
And it could also be fear. They based off fear. They don't know anything about it. So no, I don't want my neighbor getting rich without me kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like it's just there's that mindset along a lot of the populace. So that we try to counter.
yeah. Well, yeah. That just on that part, that is a smaller issue. It's just it needs to be regulated. It needs to be safe, secure, and legal, and people know how to. But like you give anyone a dollar now, they know how to use that dollar. They know where to store it in the case they need it. They know how to make more from it. Give someone a MetaMask wallet now with loaded crypto. Dude, I can't go to the vending machine right now. Maybe some. I think there are some. Oh, I can't. I can't
Yeah,
just
that's
go.
part of the adaptation, right?
Yeah, so there's still that big gap or adaptation, with that, with especially if it's gonna be monetary and everyone's gonna use it. It's gonna be some time for us to adopt it. I know crypto has been around what 2009, yeah, I think 2000.
Oh 08, oh 09,
Yeah,
one of those. Yeah.
so
Well, I
it's
mean, cryptocurrency at its birth, I mean, I think it's been tried since like the 90s or 80s. Like that's how far cryptography
okay.
goes. But as far as the like Bitcoin, modern day crypto with Bitcoin, I think it was like oh 08, oh 09. You're right.
Mm, yeah. So I
I
mean,
think
yes, it's making a lot of progress, even though it's say we just if we just start with modern day crypto, Bitcoin 2009, what is it now? 2022, 13 years. Yeah.
yeah.
So we're still early.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and it felt like when you look at it that way, 13 years is a long time, but just look how far we've gotten. Is it really that far? It's a yes and no, I believe, because there's so much hesitance still with it. And a lot of governments are afraid to. I feel like they're afraid to let this go into a decentralized market. They don't want. That's the fear, right? They don't want it being hacked, and then look, the whole USD is on this blockchain all of a sudden, and then it gets hacked or something, and then the entire state of America is
Done. Hostage.
Yeah, yeah, it's held hostage financially. So I mean
Right.
that is, I mean, it's all anything's probable. Anything's probable what can happen in the future, but
Mm.
and that's always looking at the fear side of things, you know. But I mean, as far as there's a lot of abundance being made, I think I like what you said that it needs to be regulated a little bit more, just in the sense, maybe not like specific to the government, maybe through exchanges, because you and me could end up getting investors and creating crypto coin, man, and putting it on coin market cap. You know, like it's this, I
HTA
don't know how
coin.
easy it is, but it's pretty easy in a sense. Like I wouldn't know how to do it, but I know that, I mean, you look at here, I'm gonna pull up coin market cap. How many cryptos are there right now? The last I saw, there was around 3,000 um cryptocurrencies. 17,000 cryptos.
Guys, guys,
17,000.
for the audience that's listening, you're gonna be get first dibs on the HTA coin. We're gonna be launching that. We're gonna be 17,001.
17,060. Oh, so it's 17,061 cryptos right now. We're gonna be 17,062. But no, on the real though, I mean, that's insane. Like the last I checked, it was literally at 3,000, and I don't know how long ago that was. It was within the last 6 months that I came to this website. That's for sure.
Is there
But
something, a stat where you can see where the cryptos are originated in what country?
well, I know Bitcoin is kind of like,
Mystery
somewhat
still?
niche, very mysterious.
Mr. Satoshi?
Uh, as far, I mean, so there is a USD coin, but I don't know if that's the official government backed USD coin. So, anyways, so if you guys are listening to this, Coin Market Cap, that's CoinMarketCap, coinmarketcap.com, and this is where you could find all the cryptos, and you can find the news. Let's say you're curious about USD coin. I just clicked on it and it shows where you could find this, where you could buy it, the community of USD coin. You could go to the actual site, you could download the source code, you could read the white paper. And so this is a really informational site that anyone could use. It's free, and there's exchanges that you could look at where to buy it. It even has the NFT option now. So you could log in, make your own portfolio as well. So you could watch certain cryptocurrencies. It's very valuable if you are in the crypto sphere. To me, I wish I actually spend more time on it, but I don't make the time to actually look at this. So
Hmm.
very, very fascinating stuff. Very fascinating stuff. So coin market cap for Bitcoin is 670 trillion. That's a big T right there.
Wait, what? You mean billion, right?
Wait, do I mean
Big
big
B.
big B? Big
It
B?
gotta be Big B, man, because not even the
Big
Earth
B,
has
three, four,
all
five, six, seven,
600
eight,
trillion.
nine. No, yeah, maybe not trillion.
Yeah,
Billion, my bad, fam.
yeah. Close.
Right.
Big difference, big difference.
Yeah, big big difference, guys. It's three zeros right here.
There you go, there you go. Three commas. Okay.
Big B.
Yeah,
So yeah,
70
that's
billion.
100,000. That's 285 million. That's 600. That's billion. So yeah, it's billion, guys.
So
670 billion.
So the circulating supply is a big number that to focus on as well, right? Because Bitcoin's cap was 21 million, right? Right there,
Correct.
max supply. Ooh, coming up
So we
close.
are at 90% of coins made, which is kind of insane. So they're saying, well, they're predicting that I think in the next 10 years that the final Bitcoin is going to be made, theoretically. But I mean, with the more people buying mining tools, with more people just getting exposed to Bitcoin in general, or the crypto world in general, I think we're going to see this number reached very soon. And then just so the blockchain is what I understand it is, you create the code, and then after that code, another code is built off of that code, and it just adds a little layer to it.
Right,
And that's
stacks,
so
right?
the chain, yeah, it stacks, correct. So with that being said, every coin that's made, it takes a little bit longer to make. So that's my understanding of it. That's how it was explained to me.
Simplifying it, right?
Yeah, in a simplified terms, yeah.
So, because right now, with the US dollar, All in order to create trillions, all they gotta do is do a couple push buttons, right? Well, first they gotta
Right.
get Congress to pass the bill,
Yep.
and then they go print the money, right? And that's that. I think that's how currently it is. With the Bitcoin, there is a slightly different procedure, and imagine. So let me take you like put this scenario. Say we fully adopt Bitcoin across the board for what the U.S. Just say that's the only currency, and we're at 18 million Bitcoin mined. There's 3 million left, and you cannot make more, right?
No, so yeah, I guess it's literally impossible to mine more Bitcoin. I
Wow.
don't know how it's capped out like that. I mean, I guess that's part of the technology,
And then
part of the math.
there's Bitcoin that's already has been lost that you cannot recover.
Oh, and there's actually a number for that. You can pull that up. I don't know what it's called. Actual Bitcoin's loss. I forget that the verbatim, the actual language used for that. But
So
continue. Yeah, I'll look that
yeah,
up while you.
no. I'm just trying to throw out some crazy scenarios. Say the U.S. is on Bitcoin. Say there's 18 million in circulation. U.S. Um, is using it, and like, do you think it's gonna be a good thing for the economy or a bad thing? Like, are things just gonna get way more expensive? Uh,
Or
with
what if like there's just a whole price change? Like, think of like the Star Wars universe. They just say they refer to it as credits, right? That's it.
mm,
They're like, how many credits are you? 500. All right, here you go. Here's 500 credits.
right.
But in the Star Wars universe, there's actual physical credits also.
Also, they have like the
You
credits
know?
in
Yeah.
hand.
So, but it's also like I guess it's digital too, So I mean, I watched like the Book of Boba Fett and
Yeah.
the Mandalorian. So like they refer to credits and they get like physical gold or like medals. So I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah, it's just interesting. I'm trying to forecast it and see how it plays out in my head. And then, like, what if there's someone who comes along? You're like, you know what? Hey, this blockchain technology is old. Let's jump on. Like, here's Ethereum or Stella or DAG or whatever, and here's a new way.
that's the thing. This could be paving the way for the next universal crypto coin.
Then does everyone just ditch the Bitcoin at the time and jump on the new thing, or they like somehow transition it, buy out all the Bitcoin, replace it with DAG, and
Yeah, I mean, like who knows, right? Like that could be. Well, so I got the stat real quick. So it's around 2.78 to 3.79 million Bitcoin is theoretically lost. And
wow,
that is at the price of Bitcoin. So that's literal coins. It's not like how much dollars.
right?
It's
And that's just actual
coins.
coins, right? So four
So
mil. Let's just go 4 million.
yeah, we'll say 4 million Bitcoin's gone forever.
So that's gonna be 17 million in circulation.
And by the year 2040, theoretically, is when the last Bitcoin will be mined. So I mean, we got 30 more 20 more years here, so we'll see what happens. We'll see if the value goes, simple supply and demand. And
So
like,
where? Oh,
no, I'm thinking like cell phone technology, right? Like back in the 60s and 70s, who knew how powerful the cell phone would be? Things just completely changed the game that we don't even think about. Drones, for example, was not even a thought. We thought that we'd be in flying cars, but who needs flying cars and who needs like old-fashioned war when we could just have drone wars and cyber warfare? So like this is things that we didn't even conceptualize. So maybe the next full on currency hasn't even this is the beginning of the conceptualization with the whole cryptocurrency with Bitcoin. Like again, like this is paving the way for that one that will work, the one to rule them all, maybe.
mm, going back to the history of money, money has changed forms throughout all time. You know, right?
Shells,
Shills, right? Had all these
dollars.
different things was being traded, bartered for money, or exchange, right? And I think it was eight. When did the like paper notes come out? It was 1800s, I believe. The banks issued the notes that they
The
held the
U.S.
gold. They held the
Treasury.
gold, and then the banks is like, "Hey, look, here's a piece of paper. It's worth this much." And I
And
think
guess
that's
what? We just agreed upon it. It wasn't like, oh yeah, I think yeah, what it was like, hey, we have your gold here. Like this is what banks do, right? Like we have your money here, and we're gonna give you this in exchange, saying that yeah, your money's here. But if you go spend it, guess what? That money is ours. Like that's kind of like how it works, right? I mean, yeah. So like if I had 1,000 gold bars, be like, okay, here is your check for $1,000. Oh, I just get this little paper when I carried it on my horse carriage. Like, it's like it's so insane. So
right. Yeah, yeah. But the thing is, right? Say, let's in the comparison. Here's my thing with, in comparison with a precious metal to crypto. Um, Precious metals, like if you leave 1,000 bars of gold in your bank, you can come back in 100 years; it'll still be there. If you leave 100 bars of or 1,000 crypto bitcoins in the bank, come back, it's like, oh yeah, let me go get my 1,000, and then you go to the marketplace, it might be obsolete. Oh, we're on some new coin, new blockchain, new. That's the thing with that that I see, and who knows how far that's gonna be. Um, but I'm just thinking about, like, if a new investor was to come in and try to get a navigation on where to put their money in. Is it crypto? Is it real estate? Is it stocks? Is it business? Is it precious metals?
I feel
Because
like depending on
a lot of social media is pushing NFTs, is pushing cryptos, and more than anything else, we don't. So we want to just make light of, like, hey, there's other things to put your money in. The U.S. dollar value has been going down. Yes, a fact. But the U.S. dollar is one of the main currencies that's been used in the world currently. So
no, absolutely.
that's where we're at. And as a new investor, I would not recommend to go full in crypto 100%. You know what I mean? Don't put all the assets in one basket.
Oh, that goes for anything for sure. You put it all in real estate and the house burns down, you don't have insurance or, something along those, or the insurance
Yeah.
only pays a certain percentage. Like you've really missed out. I would say between, 5 to 10% of your portfolio should be allocated maybe to crypto, I mean, that's just my personal recommendation. If could be 1 to 2%. It's all dependent on the investor's risk appetite. But I think you should be exposed to it just in case. You
Yeah.
never know. Like, I mean,
Hmm.
like there's beautiful stories of people who heard of this Bitcoin and decided to put $100 in. And now they're retired. They put in $100 when it first heard of it, and so like that's why I think that's really what's the beautiful side, and that's kind of like the euphoric sensation that everyone's seeing, and that's kind of dangerous. We talk about this fear and greed, and that's the greed, right? So greed's taking over. Like I want to be wealthy. Like Shiba coin is
All the
one
way.
of the biggest examples of just like people wanting to buy into this chain. And again, I wanted to retouch back on this regulation that you mentioned. Is that where we're seeing so many scams now? 17,000 coins we just pulled up on CoinMarketCap. I wanted to go off of that. Like, how many of them actually just will like flunk in the next 2 3 years, maybe in the next 6 months? A lot of them, you're not going to see 17,000 different currencies. I don't even think our world doesn't even have 17,000 different currencies. So I mean, and that one of those 17,000 could be the future world currency. So like we always want to be open minded, right?
Yeah,
So
17,062 will be the one.
exactly, never know, man. You never know. But
But
yeah,
uh,
I'm pooped talking about crypto, man.
yeah,
It's a
man.
fascinating subject. It's awesome, and like
Thank you.
just be open minded as an investor, and Also invest. Don't be afraid to invest. I know people are who've mentioned Bitcoin to me, they were scared to invest. And guess what? They bought at the high, right? They bought at the high because they were too scared to buy throughout Bitcoin's bull run. And so when they finally bought, it went down. And now it's like they're really butthurt about it. But I'm like, dude, like, you got to do your due diligence. You got to know your risk appetite. You got to know that the market moves in up and down
That
different
is a
ways.
whole entire another discussion,
Oh,
right?
absolutely. Absolutely.
That is the
Absolutely.
whole thing. So I think this conversation would kind of just be rounded off as an update of what's been going on with the latest government news with crypto. In addition to, we were just listing out the different scenarios, knowing that the final Bitcoin will be mined 10 years from now, about estimated, right? So, and
2040, 2040.
2040, okay, okay,
20
2040.
years.
So those two, and then to round it off, we shared some sort of navigation point for new incoming investors. There are the goods, there are the bads. Yes, investing, period, can be risky if you don't know what you're doing. But there's a good side to it. If you do know what you're doing, if you do your due diligence, that's a lot of do's, then you can make it grow, make your money have babies, and that is the goal eventually. But our our goal is to just provide you guys with the knowledge, what's out there. The social media can be misleading at times. It's not, you cannot rely on social media for your financial sound advice. Let's just put it that way, okay? There are
Absolutely.
financial advisors out there who are professionals, right? Or a mentor, coach, money coaches are out there. Learn from the guys who's already been doing it, who's already been wealthy. There are a few out there, one-offs, who did make completely all their money from crypto. Hey, that's totally fine. It was bound to happen. But if you look at majority of what the other wealthy people are doing, they they stay diversified, or they get into something that's already working. Right? Real estate. So many wealthy people from real estate. They're all doing it because it's working and it's been there. Everybody still needs a place to live.
Yeah.
Right?
Always gonna need to have a roof over your head.
Yes. Yes. But with 17,000 cryptocurrencies available today, if you were to invest $1 in each one, hoping to strike gold on one of them, that's 17 grand. Hey, that's a strategy.
That that could be a strategy as long as you're willing to accept a $17,000 loss in case if it all goes down.
You have to lose. Yeah, you're probably gonna lose $6,990 first, that in order to find out which one works. So, on that note, guys, that was our nice little conversation topic about crypto, where it's going, what's happening, latest news update. Don't forget to like our channel, download it, listen to us on the podcast, subscribe to our YouTube and all that. Hit us up on the website.